What is going on, traders, and welcome back to IFX. So now let's talk about strategy number 2. So there's not much difference compared to strategy number 1, which this one is going to be using only the prior day mid-level instead of yesterday's high and yesterday's low. So with this one, what we're looking for in here is we're looking for more of a trend entry, okay? So if we went above yesterday's high, yesterday's low, but then the market went down a little bit or went up, and then it kind of gave us another entry to go into the same direction because it might make a new high, okay, or a new low. So this pretty much is using this is very simple. Just the only thing that we're changing in here is prior day mid-level, which we talked about many times in here. What is the prior day mid-level? So right over here, not to confuse you, we have again the red one is yesterday's high, the green one is yesterday's low, okay, and the magenta line is going to be my mid-level. And if I'm looking at, if this is today and this is yesterday, this is the prior day mid-level, okay? So what is that mean is that I'm gonna make a line right over here, meaning that if the market is either above prior day mid-level and we are above the 50 RSI level, and we also have the daily candle, okay, and we break above these fractals, it would give me an entry right over here, okay? That is pretty much the idea in here. Now we are very close to yesterday's high, so that acts as a resistance, so we will have to be very careful. And it was able to break it, and then it was able to reach to this other high right over here that acted as a nice resistance. I mean, everything is right in front of you. It's just really the way we analyze the market that sometimes we just make mistakes, but you need to find yourself. You need to find where the market is to be able to make the best decision, okay? So right now, hey, I got a block. This is actually a trend block on 34 settings, okay? So it's very important that you understand. So we can, on that entry, we can use the 60 or the 34 settings for the trend block, or you can actually also use the reversal block. So again, you have options, and it's all about looking at the market and seeing what is it that we could get. So again, this is strategy number 2. If we are above prior day mid-level, right, then we're going to look for buying opportunities if all the other filters are met. And then the other way around, if we want to sell, right over here is the perfect sell. So this is prior day mid-level. I know we have so many lines in here that I even confuse myself in here, and I don't want to confuse you more. So we have, this one is just a line that I drew. This is yesterday's low, okay? This is yesterday's high, and the magenta is prior day mid-level. So if I get a block, right, that closed below prior day mid-level, boom, right over here, it closed, if the candle had closing below this most closest fractal, the below fractal, boom, it met. And we are also below the RSI, boom, it met, and this would have been the entry right over here, which I did the other day that I showed you an example on the Telegram channel, and I got out when it hit right over here, this yesterday's low. And then what did the market do? It kept on going lower, so I missed out on a bunch of pips in here. I left a lot of pips on the table. So, but what did I do? I turned on the EA, because I'm like, oh, you know what? The market looks good. So instead of me entering manually, what I do is I analyze every single pair. I look at pairs that have good probabilities of good entries, and then I turn it on, and then boom, when I go see, I get an entry, and then I'm good to go. Once the entry is there, I actually don't have a take profit. You could have a take profit, but you're gonna have set on the EA, but I don't have a take profit. I'll decide when I'll get out of the entry, okay? So that's something that you need to understand. So, okay, boom, you got in, and the market kept on going lower and lower. So that is strategy number 2. Very, very simple. So that one is considering prior day mid-level, Okay, you can use a trend block or reversal block. Again, the RSI, fractal, or daily candle and weekly candle. So everything met, then it's going to trigger an entry. So simple as that. That is going to how it's going to work. Okay. So that's it with strategy number 2. So again, instead of here on the EA, you just have to check what filters are we going to use. So right here we have the daily mid-level filter. So in here I'm gonna make this to true because I wanted to consider the prior day mid-level, right? And then I'll go down and I'll keep on going down, and then I'm gonna make my RSI trend to be true. I'm gonna leave it on 15 minutes, but you can choose a higher time frame if you wanna be more conservative. You could do that. I'm gonna make this one to false. You can actually try it just to see how it works, also having them both together, that it actually overextended but at the time of the entry is below 50 or above 50. So that's pretty interesting. Then in here, we could have yesterday's high, yesterday's low. We're gonna make that to false. And then the filter number 11, the enable fractal filter, you're gonna make it to true, and then that's it. If you don't want any take profit, okay, if you don't want to take it, if you want to leave this on its own, then I have it as 15% ADR. You can increase it, or you could, if you're looking at the market, pretty much, then I have this to false because I want to decide where I want to get out. Okay, so that is pretty much up to you what you want to do. Okay, so I will see you on the next following strategy, and I hope you're understanding the following strategies. I'll see you around.